Okay, so Raspberry Pi News episode 16. So this week we had the new Raspberry Pi Pico, which does look very impressive. It is an incredibly inexpensive device, which is basically for controlling other devices. It's more the maker side than the side that I cover on the Pi, so I won't be getting one. But if you have a look, there's a very good video by Jeff Gerrling and ETA Prime. If you want to see what it does, you can see it's a tiny device. And ETA mentions that he's going to try and get some retro gaming on it. So that'll be interesting to see. And also Jeff Gerrling shows a temperature monitor that he creates. And he puts a load of work into it. It looks really, really impressive. But again, not really the side of Pi that I cover, the sort of programming side. I do more operating systems, games, things like that. But I thought I'd better mention it in Pi News. And it also uses Raspberry Pi Foundation's own custom silicon. So really, really impressive to see that. So maybe the Raspberry Pi 5 will have some custom silicon, a bit like my M1 Mac, which runs incredibly well. So a lot of people have been waiting for Supreme Ultra, just the base build, and it's finally available on Arcade Punks. If you go to, search for Arcade Punks and click on Pi 4 images, and then when you get to that page, click on the newest first. And you can see it's the second one down here, Supreme Ultra version 1 Supreme Team. The download I think was about 20 gigabytes. When it's unzipped, my Mac says it's 29.38 gigabytes. So you could possibly get away with it on a 32 gig SSD or SD card or USB stick, but you're probably better off to go for 64, because when updates happen and things change, or if you wanted to add any ROMs to it, you're going to need extra space. Although on the subject of adding more ROMs to it, I would say you're better off to run, I find it easier. I did a video on running ROMs from a USB stick. I did a sort of Retropie fully loaded video, which is this one, and with this USB stick, so once I flash Supreme Ultra, I could just put my USB stick in, it will recognize the ROMs and it will work. So it's a simple way of doing it, but it also means that when there's an update of Supreme Ultra, if you start afresh rather than updating through the system, you'll be able to just pop that USB stick in and all your ROMs will show up. So next one up, I think I saw this on Reddit, but this is the YouTube link, and it just caught my interest, especially the thumbnail. The thumbnail's great. So Raspberry Pi 400 Stealth Edition. As you know, at the moment, Raspberry Pi 400 is only available in white. This is a black version of it, and if we skip through, well, I haven't actually watched the video yet because I found this recently, but I'm going to watch the video separately, but I recommend you have a look through and see how it was created and everything like that. Next up, Popos was shown running on a Raspberry Pi 4. It's very early days though, reading through the comments, and it's a nice looking operating system, but as we know with the Raspberry Pi 4, not everything runs that great on it, especially if it's not fully been ported over. But it's nice to see another operating system, and I'll certainly be trying it out if it gets to a stage where it's usable. And the last one is non-Pi 4, but I suppose you could use it with a Pi 4. Teenager buys 49-inch monitor so he can play FIFA and see the whole pitch. And I just love this image. So I play a lot of FIFA. I use a very zoomed out setting so I can see most of the pitch. I can't see anywhere near as much as this guy can see on his monitor. You can see that you can see from one end to another, and you imagine it in things like driving games or first-person shooters or things like that. It is, it is a really impressive monitor. So it looks like it's $1,500 for a Samsung Odyssey G9 monitor, but you're going to need a powerful computer to be able to run that sort of resolution, 5120 by 1440. Is it cheating if I can see the whole pitch? Anyway, I hope you like this. Thanks very much for watching. Please like and subscribe.